Hello there, only One Kenobi here. Only one. We're going to continue with this tour of this room. This is part 2 of the Return of the Jedi wall, which is this here, which is the wall which has the strongest run of figures, I'd say. You know, variants, you can see them there just from a distance, but we're picking up where we left off and we're on Leia. I'm really proud of these 4 here. I always only had one of each figure in Vintage Collection, and for a long time, I only had the Revenge one, and it was, funnily enough, just like a few others, the first card I got for Leia was the Canadian variant. I really don't understand why that would have been. The first ever Boba Fett I got was the Canadian one. It's weird. Now, I live in the UK, and I bought it from someone in the UK, so anyway, whatever. So there it is. And then about a year ago, I was speaking to Tim, and, I ended up buying the Return, which is one I'd always wanted. Because, that means I've got Revenge and Return. Then I looked at the pills, and I was always aware that there'd be... I think I'd missed an auction where I could have won the Revenge single pill for the same price I'd won that. And it was a big regret, but then I managed to get hold of the Revenge single pill, and then I kept it very quiet, but I went looking around eBay, and I thought, I wonder if I'll ever find the Return multi-language, and it was there, and I won it, and that was about it, coming up to a year ago. Maybe it was October 2020, I don't know, around that time. So there's a full house, out of 4 out of 4. So I'm very proud of that, to have all those 4. I don't know if there's an SDCC one, or there's definitely a proof card you can get, but in terms of the fronts of card backs, that's a full house in it, really. There you are. Then we come to something that is being a big focus of mine recently, and I really don't know why. You'd think that the Gamorian Guard, or the Gamorian Guard, wherever you want to pronounce it, Ryan, is a favourite character of mine or something, but it's not really. I do love the Gamo. Who doesn't love the Gamorian, whatever you want to pronounce it. God, it's so frustrating. Goddamn George Lucas pronounced stuff different from the rest of us, Nebu. Nebu, Princess, whatever, Nebu. And he said Mos Eisley. And he said Doku. He said Doku. We all say Dooku, you know what I'm saying? And he's the goddamn creator. Well, shouldn't we be following his example? Anyway, moving on. Gamorian Guard. I have... God, how many do I have now? Oh, bear in mind, one of these is a duplicate. They're all different except for 2 are the same, and that's one of them is being a placeholder, because I'm waiting to see if I can get the MIM, the Mexican vintage. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 there, ignore the 9th. So they're in no particular order here. I will go in order of how they are on the wall and talk you through them. So firstly, this one here, I got this most recently, which is unpunched US card with the Boba Fett sticker. This one here is, I'm taking the mick a little bit with this one. This is really no kind of variant other than someone's peeled the sticker off that one. Same as this one, but no sticker. So I can't say that it's, Ophilus or anything like that, because it isn't an Ophilus card. I'll show you an Ophilus one. In fact, I'm going to skip him and come back to him. This one is Ophilus. And again, this is the first one I got, which is random. Would we all agree that this was maybe a rarer one to get nowadays? Isn't it funny? I mean, look at this. The first Luke I ever got was this one. An Ophilus Canadian Luke. And that's the first one I ever acquired. Madness. That was probably worth a lot more now. Anyway, this one here is Ophilus. Nothing inside the... come on, focus, my friend. It's very hard now. We're getting glare on these things. I'll try and get the angle right so you don't see it, but anyway, there's nothing inside the bubble, and he's unpunched as well, and it's no sticker. An Ophilus Gamorian. Here we've got Gamo with the Boba Fett sticker. Now this is one I pulled the trigger on. I could have waited patiently to acquire it, but you'll agree with me, if you're a collector and you want to fill a gap and you just want to do it now, you'll pull the trigger. And I did, and I got this from USA. It wasn't a massive amount of money, but it was a premium price for this figure. But still, look, the condition was unquestionable. And look at the sticker there. In fact, this is an upgrade. I did win a Gamorian with Maul offer that was punched, but I've recently upgraded, and he's gone now. So I'll probably trade him or sell him in the future. I certainly wouldn't do that. I wouldn't have like a Gamorian punched and one unpunched. That's just ridiculous. You want the best example of any card, and that is the best example, an unpunched card. Sorry about the glare. Stay with me. Now, maybe if I get higher, would that be better? Yes, it would be better. Why aren't I standing? Why am I on my knees, man? Oh, what a shame. Let's have a look at these again because there's less glare from this height. What a wally, man.
Bruh.
It's painful down on your knees, man. Over here, now this is the second vintage 80s card I ever got, and I got it only because of the fact that I was establishing this solid run of figures that I figured that I'll have to get the 80s. Look at it, it's unpunched. The yellowing is not as bad as I've seen on others. What do you think? You can gauge the tone a bit better there with that's magnolia colour behind, but head on it's good because it's kind of like a yellowy green bubble anyway. I've seen a lot worse. What do you think of that one? But you can't help but that one go yellow because it's Hong Kong, I understand. Yep. There you go. It's 77 back. It's nice though. Beautiful card, and it's unpunched. This is the figure, the Gamorian, the Gamorian, that this is what kick-started it all. This is Mrs. O'Leary's cow, man. This is the fact that I got this for a real deal, £45 on eBay, which is a steal for this. I'd never seen one before, but as you can see, it's multi-language. It's got the multi-language Fett sticker as well. It's not double B, but it made me think, wow, that's awesome. At that time, I only had 2 Gamos. I had this one, which I've had for years, and I had the reissue, which is this one here, which came out in 2019. And I was happy with that because it made me, I felt like I had 2 Gamos, right? You know, a single pill and a multi-language pill. But look at this, I had no idea this existed. This is a serious multi-language. This is what all the other Canadians look like. Let's go up to Kian there and have a look at his crazy card back. Let's go over to this gentleman here and look at his crazy name pill card back. Insane. So there's that, and that was a real good deal, that. And then we come to this one, which I've just shown you, which is the 2019 reissue. Obviously around the time the barge came out, they wanted to pump more figures out. This is the placeholder. You've already seen him right there. That's the guy. I've got him just on the wall because I won another one, just to cover my ass, because maybe one of the 2 of them is slightly better condition, so I'll be letting another one go in the future. And then this one here, what the hell is this one? I'm so confused. I don't know what I know what this one is. This is one that my good friend the Blacked Out Ewok said I should get. Previously, I have been known to peel off these stickers. In the UK, they basically gave you a US card, but they put these stickers on the back to cover the back, to put these separate warnings. It's all to do with legislation, isn't it? And then they covered up this here, which is quite a good thing here, really, having less warnings and crap on the front. They covered it with a sticker. I like those stickers. I used to keep them on, but what I've been known to do in the past is peel off the ones on the back, and I think I did it for Woof. Woof! Yeah, look at this Woof here, right? Look at that. He's got a black sticker on the front, but I peeled it off the back because I just love being able to see the history. Now this was an upgrade, this Woof. I sold one that was punched, and I wanted one that was unpunched, but I missed the idea. I hated the idea that I couldn't see the back because I love them on the back. So I peeled that black sticker off. Now I can't even speak. I have now learned a lesson not to touch those stickers because these are the first example of how they were released. So it needs its sticker on for it to be legit. So keep them on, ladies and gentlemen, if you've got them. If you want to see the backs, just get the other variant. Let's go down to Leia on Leia 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5th layer. You get me? Now, it hasn't arrived yet, but I've just recently invested in a vintage 80s, is it a 77 back layer I've got coming, Canadian card. Very excited to get that, so I will show you that in the fullness of time. But that'll be 3 layers in a row. You'll have the vintage, you'll have this VOTC, and then you'll have this one that's very new figure from the 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm. There's a lot of hands that are coming together here now. Maybe I should get an 80s hand, since I've got all these other variants. Let's see what we've got. We've got this one here, which is the VOTC. As I've said in a previous video, I like having VOTC cards together because you'll notice the emblem for Return of the Jedi is different for the VOTC era. The ones in the vintage collection are absolutely true to how they were in the 80s. These are almost a redesign. They've sharpened the font a bit, they've made it slightly brighter ink, it's slightly narrower, it's different font, but it does look, or it is the same font as they used for Revenge of the Sith, and certainly for the Phantom Menace. It's just got that sharpness. So that's what they did for the VOTC. But they can sometimes look a bit odd on their own, so I try to have at least two together if I can. And luckily enough, no pun intended, but Leia and Han married together quite well there. Or did they? If you look what happened to what Disney did to their storyline. Moving on. So this is the 2021 Han. I think it was 2021, or was it 2020? Let's have a look. 21. That's the reissue. You've seen a lot of him recently. You had him in the Black Series not long ago. This is the Revenge Han single pill. The original release of him in the Vintage Collection, which was VC, can't remember, 62. Then you've got this one, which I acquired off a guy on Facebook, which is awesome, which is, again, a Canadian variant. You see the multi-language there. Same figure, everything, offerless. Let's pull out so you can see those two together. Then we've got this, which is the Return. Which, it was funny, when I first started in the Vintage Collection, he was always really expensive. Him and him. And I didn't even know he existed. But these two here, but I managed to snag them. A bit of patience, you snag them. But I always used to think to myself, who the hell wants to buy them, when you can get a VOTC one for cheap. But once you tick that box and scratch that itch, you want to get others. And especially when one is on a plate for you, like one of these two is on a plate, I got it for really cheap. You get it, don't you? And then you think to yourself, well, I want the Revenge then, and blah-de-blah, and it's a rabbit hole after that. And finally, we're going to end on Luke because it is getting long. I'll make this a 3-part series for Return of the Jedi. Look at this, beautiful. Great card backs. This, I'm going to go in a funny order here, actually. No, I'll keep it in chronological, in line order. This is the most recent issue of Luke, and you'll find that he has a different card number now, 175. The irony is about number 23 is that he had 2 card fronts. 2 different numbers, but 2 card fronts. So we'll come back to him in a minute maybe, but first things first, this is madness, but this is the first one I ever acquired for 23, which is the Inside the Jabba's Palace image, and it was the Canadian card, also unpunched, and look at the multi-language there. But the figures in all of these, except for this one, because he's a completely different figure, are all the same, but the figure is not accurate for the Palace, so I don't know why they put it on that card. In fact, that's probably why Hasbro released them again here with a new card back, which is a kick-ass image of Mark Hamill. Because Luke is mature by then, but he's still got that rebel edge. Look at him, like the kid brawling with his father, And so that's how he came out second time round. But first time round, this was the deal. This one here cost a lot of money. I got this one in 2016, I think. The end of 2016, at the very latest, maybe it was the beginning of 2017, I don't know, but he was at an auction. It cost me 50 then, and that was always more expensive than anything else. So I just, by that stage, I needed to snag it to fill the collection or whatever, so I got it. But I don't know if he's gone up as much as, say, other figures and characters. I mean, going back to the Royal Guard here, I mean, he is going down in price. This one here, which is just, I think it's just a little bit of a, there's no foresight or whatever you call it. People just missing it, of getting confused maybe with the new figure that's come out. Where am I? Here we are. But I don't know where he stands now. But the thing is that you can get this one, so collectors, first-time collectors, will just be happy to get that one. And obviously he has his own card back, and the figure matches exactly how he is in the Palace. But I think you'll still get people who want to be completists. They'll still be after that one, especially with the Fett sticker on it. Fortunately, it's not unpunched, and I would love to say that is factory punched, but I don't think it is. Look at those 2 buds there, man. That kind of suggests to me that used to be unpunched. Although 23 is an early number, it's highly likely that it would have been factory punched. Like, for example, I'm going all over the place here, but if you look at Dengar, he definitely was factory punched. Look at him. There's no trace of that. He was never unpunched, ever. And you can see no buds. It's just smooth inside that. Where's Grievous? He's another example of somebody who was factory punched. Not that one. He was a later release. Yeah, you won't see any buds on that. But this one suggests that maybe he was. Look at that. Can you see those 2 buds? There you go, that was a nightmare. I had to take him out the star case. Look at those 2 buds there. He used to be unpunched. Man, that would be awesome. What do you think? I'm no expert. I just, have my history and my knowledge of what I have acquired, but that to me suggests that he was an unpunched card back. And that sucks big time, man. I mean, that's great I've got that one unpunched, but I always used to think that was factory punched, just like that's 100% factory punched. These were factory punched. In fact, actually, what am I talking about? I mean, look at them. These here, right, were 23. So that's as old in card number as this one here, even though that's a later release without question. This one says 2010, right? So that's 2010. So they were doing them unpunched even in 2010. This one's definitely going to say 2010. Is it? It might not do. Yeah, 2010. So that's the deal. Let's put him back on the wall. Let's wrap this up because I might be bambling and losing people. So this is the Return of the Jedi Luke Endor capture. Again, that's one that is awfulest, that. The condition of this one is not so good. Different conditions. I got this one as a sort of a snipe to fill a gap. Where are we up to here? Oh yes, that's the 2020 reissue of Endor Luke. Was it 2019? I can't remember now. 2018. God, I'm a bit behind there. 2018 apparently. It must have been the end of 2018. They gave you Luke Endor. I think they gave you Han as well and Leia and blah blah blah. And they gave you another issue of VC08 Vader as well. But this one here, this Revenge Now. I didn't get an unpunched one. I just got a punched. Because I just wanted to have a revenge card, because he can go for a lot of money, and that just fills a gap. And I'm not actively looking to get him refurbished, or not refurbished, but you know what I mean, upgraded to an unpunched figure. I'm just happy I've got the revenge, and that'll do me. Maybe one day in the fullness of time, the opportunity knocks, I will get it. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the whole ball of wax. So I'm just going to put him back in his star case. There's the original Luke there. And some people like to open those even in these modern eras. That's up for a bit of controversial discussion at the minute. There you are. Awesome. Thank you for watching that. Ladies and gentlemen, next part will be the lower shelves here. And hopefully by the time I do that episode, I'll have that layer. I can give you a look at that one. Thank you for joining me. If you are new around here, subscribe. If you are already subscribed, make sure you have the notification bell tapped so you can join me for another video. If you are not subscribed and you watch this channel, subscribe. It's free. Just tap the bell underneath, not the bell, tap the subscribe button, and then you'll see when the next uploads are coming, and it helps the channel grow. And blah-de-blah, as they all say. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only one.